Hi folks, so this is the bonus 3 video which branched out from my previous video on US elections and how Trump won. Very briefly, I just want to discuss how my country, Turkey, suffered from profound political polarization and social divisions because of dysfunctional politics, and how you, as Americans, can take a few simple precautions to make sure that the politics of your country don't affect your personal lives, your daily lives, all too much. We've had a pretty tough time in Turkish politics for the last 30 or so years, but especially in the last 15. For the longest time, some of us Turks treated our fellow citizens, even friends and relatives, who voted for a political party other than the one we voted for, as enemies. It was brutal, hurtful, and self-defeating. Now, our politics are still all over the place these days, but at least one thing we've learned here in Turkey is not to let our politicians' dislike of each other affect how we feel about our countrymen. So I would urge 2 things to our American friends. 1, don't, and 1, do. First, let's go into the don't. If you must get into political discussions with your loved ones, Thanksgiving is approaching, right? Where your crazy uncle's going to be there, he's going to be drinking, he's going to be eating. Avoid having political conversations while you're boozed up. Alcohol and politics just don't mix. If there's alcohol, avoid politics, and vice versa. As for the do part, if you are sober and you're talking politics with a friend, with a colleague, with a loved one, make sure that in the course of the conversation, when they make a point, before you offer your rebuttal, summarize what they just said. By offering that summary, you are showing to the other side that you have understood their point and at least accept the validity of their arguments, even though you're going to rebut them in a second. Once the other person agrees that you've summarized them correctly, then offer your rebuttal. There's a trick here. You can only really do this with people who have also accepted that ground rule, who are also going to summarize your points before they offer their rebuttal. Point, summary, rebuttal, summary of that rebuttal, your point, so on and so forth. That way you can get each other, not get in the sense of a haha, gotcha, but comprehend what you're saying, and that way your disagreements will not be acrimonious. Heck, by doing that, you could even reach compromises down the road and then offer solutions or force solutions upon your politicians. Here in Turkey, we've actually had some success in building consensus on a couple of critical issues: public safety, national defense, especially defense industries, and social security, even though I would argue that some of the things we've done in recent years about social security have not been good. And legislation, by and large, good legislation, by and large, has been elusive. Of course, Turkey's many big problems are still out there. They remain unresolved, but having some commonality with your fellow citizens is way better than having none. Just saying.